Hi there, fellow chefs and gardeners. This is Chef Kaylee and Tommy Tomato reporting in for Lesson 2 of Growing Chef's Home Classroom Cooking and Gardening program. I'm so happy to get to spend the next few minutes with you exploring the wonderful world of vegetables. But first, let's begin with our garden talk. Even though it's only been 1 week since we've planted our windowsill gardens, our seeds are starting to sprout, whether we can see them or not. The first thing that happens to the seed is it sprouts roots. We won't be able to see the roots since they live under the soil. The roots anchor down the plant into the soil, and they act like a highway, making sure the plant will get water and nutrients delivered from the soil. Water and sun are like delicious food for plants. This is why we have to make sure they have enough, but not too much water, and to make sure they're getting some light from outside. Our seeds will be sprouting, and the sprouts will be starting to reach for the surface. It may only be another couple days before you see them poking out of the soil. So keep taking good care of your seedlings so they can grow up to be big and strong. For the second part of our chat today, we'll be talking about vegetables. Vegetables are important to eat because they're nutritious, but luckily, they're also beautiful and really yummy. We can buy vegetables at the grocery store, at the farmer's market, from the farm, and as you know, we can even grow them ourselves at our homes or in gardens. When I buy vegetables, I like to get ones that I like, but I also like to try new ones. Sometimes I like new ones and sometimes I don't, but I wouldn't know this if I hadn't tried in the first place. When you try a new vegetable, try to use all 5 of your senses to engage with it. Can you think of what our 5 senses are? Maybe you can pause the video here and see if you can come up with them. That's right, here they are. There's sight. What does the vegetable look like? There's smell. What does the vegetable smell like? Does it smell like anything? There's touch. What does it feel like when you touch it? There's sound. Maybe the vegetable makes a sound if you shake it very gently or if you tap on it. And also, of course, there's taste. We want to use all 5 senses because some vegetables like to be cooked before eating. If we can't taste the vegetable right away, maybe it needs to be cooked or chopped up first. We have 4 other senses that we can rely on to explore the vegetable. When we're exploring vegetables, it's important to use descriptive words when you talk about your senses. Descriptive words are words that describe something. When you use descriptive words, other people can get an idea of the food you're talking about. Remember that everybody likes and dislikes different things. So if you describe something as only good or bad, that might be sort of confusing or misleading for other people. If you say something like, this tastes sweet, or this tastes salty, or any other word that you can think of, you can use your imagination here, then they'll have a better idea of what it actually tastes like. And maybe that will be good or bad to them, but at least they'll know. Instead of saying something looks nice, think about what color it is or what shape it is. If you can't think of the right word, maybe there's something else that it reminds you of, and you can compare it to something. Today, I brought a vegetable to show you. Let's put our explorer hats on, and we can go through each of our senses. Have you seen one of these before? These are called Brussels sprouts. So let's go through each of our senses. The first one is sight. What does it look like? Can you tell me what color it is? That's right, it's green. It looks to me like it's a tiny little cabbage almost, and it has the same feeling too. Our next sense is smell. It's hard to smell through the camera, but you're not missing out. It doesn't actually smell like anything, really. So let's move on to our next sense, which is feeling. So you can see it's got almost some waxy leaves. They're very, very smooth, but where the ridges are, it's a little bit more tough and bumpy. It feels almost squeaky, like almost rubbery on the leaves. The next sense is sound. If I shake it, I don't hear anything. You probably can't either. But if I rub my finger on the leaves, it almost makes a squeaking sound, but it doesn't quite. It just has sort of a feeling like it will. And as for tasting it, maybe I'll just take a little piece of this leaf off and take a small adventure bite. It tastes a little bit like very strong lettuce or cabbage. It tastes very fresh. I really like Brussels sprouts. Can you make me a promise? It's a really fun promise because it involves eating. This week, try and become a food explorer. See if you can try 3 new foods and keep a journal of them. Maybe write down some descriptive words, go over each of the 5 senses when you try each food, and have your caregiver share those with us. We can't wait to hear about all of the new interesting foods that you'll be trying. That's it for this week. Thanks for hanging out with me and Tommy today. We're already looking forward to seeing you next week.